And I'm back online to continue with the reports of the year-long spaceholder training. They have slowed down a little bit in the last 3 weeks due to some liquid states and some traveling with the Women of Earth. So this is the report of week 8 and 9. And if we consider the year-long spaceholder trainings to be 50 weeks, so year 8 and 9 is like we're arriving at the first end of the first fifth of the year-long spaceholder training. And if I compare it to an Expand the Box, which is 5 day, it's like arriving at the end of the last day. And I want to emphasize for you spaceholders something that I've experienced in delivering trainings that are long trainings and radical trainings, and also that are really anchored in a different culture, in a different relationship to the world than most people who come to the training are used to or were born in, is that it takes a little time for people to settle and to find that they can function, that they can breathe, that they can ask, that they can transform in an environment that is dangerous for their box, like dangerous for their identity. And I think people also tend to test the safety of the space, and that means the boundaries. And that's how, as a space holder, I think that first day, let's say like that first fifth of holding space for a training has to do with allowing enough chaos so that people don't get frozen into, okay, now I understand the rules and I can play by the rules to do a good job, which really prevents this freedom of the potential to emerge, but also for people to do experiments that are really outside of what they're used to, because if they can find a track where their survival strategy works, then why would they do anything else? So it's how do you allow enough chaos to pull the rug out, to destabilize enough the solidity of personalities without letting the space kind of turn into a gremlin feeding frenzy. So you need the chaos, but you also need the very clear boundaries about this works in this space if you do that kind of experiment and that kind of aliveness, but this doesn't work, and this is a no. And so that's sort of what's been happening more in the week 8 and 9 is a stronger sword on my side, but also other participants who are guardian of the context, to, especially in this regard, that's what was showing up in our group, is people lying, and not lying out of intention, but people saying bullshit. So generating bullshit that sounds great because maybe it's using terminology from possibility management. Maybe it looks like I'm being vulnerable, but really what is coming out of their mouth is just not anchored in reality. It's not what's really going on. And so they're testing the space to see, when people generate bullshit, they're testing the space to see, will the space allow for bullshit? And arriving at a certain point at this end of this first fifth of being so clear of, we will not be wasting our time. We will not give you the stage or the place to generate bullshit and without it being put on the table. So there's a place where when those boundaries are strong, and they need to be strong for spaceholder training, and because it's also a spaceholder trainer training, people are learning how to hold space for the next generation, how to train the next generation of spaceholder, is that shock also is a way to destabilize, or how to say, like shock any kind of little encroachment of the gremlin into the space. It's like, oh, okay, let's stay awake here, because this is not a place to where we can just like let the gremlin slide in a little bit, like slip in a little bit, and destroy what I would say the sacredness of a training space, and especially of a trainer training space. So this was what's happening in week 8 and 9, and just after that, our report on week 10 and 11.